Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, welcome to another Bulletmarv review. Today, I'm going to be reviewing one of my favourite games of all time, and this is a Japanese import as well, so I look forward to telling you all about this fantastic game that I'm reviewing today. Some of you will be very familiar with my love of these two companies in this game, so without further ado, I present to you Capcom versus SNK Millenium Fight 2000 for the Sega Dreamcast, the Japanese version. So, what to say? Let's tell you something about this game. Well, Capcom vs SNK 2000 was released in Japan around September 2000, and then consecutively in November for the US, and then December in the European Union. Developed by Capcom and Studio One. While published by Capcom, this game offers a fantastic fighting game experience. As you will see in the videos here, you will see gameplay and everything like you will do in the rest of my reviews. Next thing about the game. What is it about? Well, a tournament's being held for the greatest fighters in the world, you know, your typical fighting game stuff, but the story doesn't really play heavily, even though at the end of when you do play your arcade mode, you do get your typical story ending for the plot. So, let's talk more about the game. Okay, the game has 28 playable characters as well as 5 hidden characters, so that makes a total of 33 characters in total. Hidden characters you can get from the secrets menu. It's a 2D arcade fighting game with your and in the game there is a secrets menu on the main menu where you can go and spend points which you get from fighting and completing the game over and over again with different characters and different sets and everything like that. And there are 75 hidden items, so like outfits, colour variations, characters, more sayings, maybe moves and stuff of that nature. Now, let's get to the fighting mechanics in the game. Fighting mechanics are very traditional. You will notice they'll be very reminiscent from playing Street Fighter Alpha or the kind of fighting games from 95, 96. You have 2 groove. First thing, before you pick characters, you have 2 groove menus, either Capcom or SNK. This not only changes the aesthetic of your characters during the before match screenings and after, it also changes the way you get your level ups, so you can do these special moves, the ultra moves, the ultra combos. And with the Capcom, with the SNK, you'll see it looks very smooth, polished with the animation. Well, not animations, but the pictures that you get at the end of every round. And then with the Capcom, it's more rugged, more hand drawn. Looks a bit more down to earth, a bit more brutal, not as polished. So, and then you get to your character selection, and then you get to pick from 28 characters to start off with. You'll notice on the screen above, you'll notice it's in 3 tiers, or you would have seen it's 3 tiers, and then you just pick your characters from each tier. So each tier has different harnesses of your characters. So people like Vega, Sagat, Bison and that lot, they go down to the 3rd tier. They do more damage, but they take up more of your blocks. You'll have 4 blocks in Ferris, more of a 4 ratio system. In tier 2 you have like Ryu, Ken, Mishigurami, Terry, all your typical SNK characters there. And then number 1 you have people like Kame, King, as well as various others. Merely SNK characters in that thing. They're more equal though, what you get. So, then you get to your fighting. Well, it tells you to pick either normal or turbo. Always go turbo. Fighting games, always go turbo. It's so much better playing these old games really fast, really frantic. So, you've got that, and then it goes to your match, and then you have to pick which order you want your characters to go in. So you might be going up against teams of just one character or two characters, then going up against teams of four characters, four level, tier 1 characters, instead of having two tier 2s, or like maybe three characters, one tier 2, no, two tier 1s, one tier 2, and that lot, just to round it out a bit. Or you could be going for like, two classes, so you'd be like tier 3 and then a tier 1. So it's your typical arcade fun fair. Fight through a number of rounds, get to your last boss, finish, type in your initials. So what is special about this game? What makes this little fighting game here, which you can pick up very cheaply if you get a Japanese, what makes it unique? On the Dreamcast, and only in Japan, you have the option of using the Neo Geo Pocket, using the special connector which you can buy from the Neo Geo Pocket Color. And that enables you, that unlocks more stuff for you within the game, and it works in tandem as well. So you'll get these costume variations as well in the King of Fighters games, which are on the Neo Geo Pocket Color, which I think is very, very snazzy. Now, as for the only downfall to the game, actually, is it's very uneven matching. Even though it tries to be even in the ratio, the time spent, so some matches could just drag on because they've got 4 tier 1 characters, while you might have like 2 tier 2 characters. So if you're not good with those two tier 2 characters, you're gonna end up just getting frustrated. It's gonna take forever and ever and ever. And then obviously with your last fight, it goes into the full blown, fight one soft black guy and fight, as we know, Bison. Goes into that. One of the other neat features of this game is how it sets up your matches before they begin. So not only do you get to pick, then you get this like little cinematic where it zooms into the fighting area, and it's kind of breathtaking when you first see it. It's kind of unique to the franchise. Well, in this game. And then other various things which I like about it. I like the backgrounds. The backgrounds are fantastic. The sprites are just beautifully drawn. The music is amazing, as well as the gameplay in general. The gameplay is solid because of how solid the Dreamcast controller is. It is perfect for fighting games. Even though I would recommend getting one of the Dreamcast fight sticks. And the best way to do that is actually import from Japan, because they demand a high price over here, but they don't demand a high price in Japan, and postage isn't that expensive. Okay, let's get to the bad points then. As I mentioned, the fights can seem to go on forever, which gets a bit wary. And also, unless you're a big unlockable person, you want to unlock everything, you want to get everything in the game, you're only going to play through this a few times, then you're going to be pulling it out now and again. I'm big into, getting everything. I want to get all these outfits, I want to learn all the moves of the characters. And unfortunately, you don't get the Neo Geo Pocket add-on on the US and the EU versions, due to it mainly being only for Japan. Now, with this being a Japanese game, I have to run it over with everyone how I play Japanese games on my Dreamcast. There are various methods. There was a YouTuber a few days ago who actually specialises in Dreamcast videos, and I will put a link to his channel below, because it's really handy if you are big into the Dreamcast. He supports the Dreamcast 100%, so he tells you all about which is best ones. Personally, I use the DCX. On his video, he did mention that the DCX doesn't have VGA support. As with this one, I've got like a newer version of it which is VGA compatible. So when you put in the game, quickly press any of the buttons, then it'll bring up PAL NTSC, and then it will tell you how way do you want the picture to go through. So you can choose VGA, you can choose RGB composite, or you can just use composite video. And that's how I play that game on the Dreamcast. It's very important that you know that, getting into collecting Japanese games, that you know how to play them. And so, what do I give Capcom vs SNK Millenium Fight 2000? Since I don't do number ratings because I find them pointless, I'm going to say, if you're a fighting game fan like I am, get this game, no matter what region it is, but get it on the Dreamcast. Do not get it on the PlayStation, because the controls on the PlayStation the controller isn't good for fighting games as much as the Dreamcast version is. Again, you can pick it up really cheap if you go for the Japanese version. You can get it for like £2 or £3 off eBay. The EU and American versions, they go a bit higher than that. The EU versions go especially higher, as I've seen on various auction sites and everything like that. And again, if you've enjoyed my video, please comment in the section below, like, share, subscribe if you feel like it, or I will leave links to my Facebook page for Bulletmarv's Retro Reviews, as well as the link to my Retro Collect site, and as well as my link to collections.com as well, so you can view my stuff on there. And that's it. I've been Bulletmarv, and as I said of every video, keep on gaming.